Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Today I'm taking a look at the Medicom Mafex Into the Spider-Verse Peter B. Parker Spider-Man figure, and I'm very excited to have this. I was originally skeptical and it was just kind of just jitters of like, oh man, I'm really worried about this figure because I got the miles, which I don't know why I was worried because this figure was a lot bigger, so I didn't have to worry about it. But I got the Mafex miles. I did. I had it. And right out of the box, just boom, legs snapped clean off. I had barely even moved it or anything. It just bam, just snapped right off. So I sent that back, and they were like, "Do you want a replacement?" No, hell no. I don't want the same thing to happen again. So passed on that, on getting that. But I am going to get the Sentinel version. And I think that Sentinel will probably make a Peter B. Parker and maybe a Gwen at some point. But until then, we have the Medicom Mafex one, and this is fantastic. So without further ado, let's get into what he comes with. Starting off, let's take a look at the clothes that he has on him. So he comes with pants and his trench coat, and what's pretty cool is this is actually wired. This trench coat is wired, and it has a wire going around. How many times am I going to say wired? It has one going around the collar, two on the sides here, and then one around the base. So you can get a lot of posability out of it if you want to have him like he's jumping down into a fight, or, you know, windswept or whatever. I just threw the pizza out of his hand. But yeah, the clothes are pretty nice. There's no wires, obviously, in the sweatpants, but these, in order to get these on and off, you got to take the feet off. Otherwise, they won't slide on properly. And this stuff fits on very easily. It's not tricky. It doesn't hinder movement at all. So you should be completely fine with it. I mean, it hinders a little bit trying to do the splits, but that's just, you know, basic clothing rules. So, and this is what he looks like out of the box without the clothes on. So if you take the trench coat and the pants off, this is what he looks like. And he comes with alternate feet for this pair of legs, and these are just his bare feet. So you can have the scene of when he and Miles go to the research facility in order to get the... So I don't know, it's been 2 years since I've seen the movie. I need to rewatch it. But how you pop off the feet is obviously the same, but you pop off the legs at the knees, they're very easy to do. So don't be too worried about popping those off. And once you get Spider-Man's legs off, you can put on Spider-Man legs. And then once you get his Spider-Man legs on, he just has the masked. He looks like Spider-Man, but without his mask on. And it looks pretty good. Also, if you're wondering what the little thing is between his eyebrows, that's just the way the light is hitting his brow, because if I do this, it's gone. So it's not like a blemish or anything on the figure, so just don't. Why are you... Okay, this is why I hate toe joints. This shit right here is why I hate toe joints. And for alternate feet with these legs, we get the, as per usual, magnetized Spider-Man feet. Got 2 magnets on each foot. Pretty nice. They're relatively strong. They're not... They kind of support him a little bit, but that's why we also get the magnetized hands. So you can put them all together and have him wall crawling up your fridge or up a light, you know, whatever you want to do. We also get a couple of splayed out hands that are basically just the wall crawling hands with the magnets, but without magnets. So that's pretty nice. These are pretty cool. These are all very well detailed. They got a nice black wash in the web lines and all that stuff, and the nice textured detailing to the suit. And when you get Peter in the right light, the blue looks a little purple sometimes, and that's how it was in the movie, so that's actually pretty nice detail that I like. It has a nice wash over the figure. With how my lights are blowing out this figure, it really doesn't do the wash any favors. Oh my god, I hate toe joints so friggin' much! We also get these 2 really splayed out hands. So these are kind of cool. These are more so wall crawling hands, I would say, than the other ones. The other ones are just kind of like jumping off the building splayed out hands. But still. We get 2 relaxed mask holding hands, and these are pretty cool because all you gotta do is take you just line up the hole right here. I'm gonna do this on camera so you guys can see it. And this is the first time I've ever done this, so hopefully the peg won't break on me or anything. It shouldn't. I've never actually seen how this mechanic, you know, seen it in person before, so let's see. There you go, like that. Actually fits pretty snug, and it looks like he's holding his mask. That's cool. I like that. Neat. We get 2 web swinging or thumbs up hands, whatever you would like to use them for. Naturally, we get the thwip hands, because you can't have a Spider-Man figure without thwip hands. We get these 2 kind of grip hands. They can be used as relaxed hands, but these are more grip hands because the hands that are on the figure out of the box, these are more so the grip hands. Or these are more so the relaxed hands. Then, of course, we get fists. As you saw, we get the hand for holding the coffee, which is actually painted brown in there, so you actually see his coffee in his coffee cup. So that's neat. And a non-tradition, but a nice little cool thing, we get a piece of pizza, which it's obviously not a nod to Pizza Spidey because he actually ate pizza in the movie, but it's still cool to get a slice of pizza. There's like a little divot here so you can set that in the hand. I wish there was a peg, maybe, because it does not hold in the hand very well. Actually, wait a minute. Let's see the grip hand, because the grip hand might hold it better. Oh, this holds it a lot better. I've been using the relaxed hands. I am stupid. Yeah, use it with the grip hands. Now, on top of getting the Jake Johnson, Peter B. Parker animated, look for the head. This looks fantastic, by the way. Like, look at all the detailing on that. This is just perfect. This is just unmistakably Spider-Man from the movie. This is cool. And you pop the head off, and then leave the neck on. Then you can put on this head, which is the half mask. Look, hold on. Gotta line it up properly, otherwise it doesn't sit right. Also, it's such a bitch to try to line up this neck. I don't know where the freaking front of it is. Same with the Spider-Man one, but this looks so cool. It's really cool to get a half mask Peter Parker head. So you can just, and he's got like a little bit of an anger to his head, but you can see the Spider-Man mask. There's still a nice wash on it, the hair on the back, a little bit of ear showing, a little bit of the 5 o'clock shadow. He's more serious. He's getting ready to pull his mask down and go, let's get to work, So that's pretty cool. And then taking off the Peter B. Parker head and neck. Oh, it actually came off on camera. Wow, very surprised. We get the, of course, masked Spider-Man head, and this looks beautiful. I mean, look at that. That's fantastic. That looks so good. Dare I say, amazing. Spider-Man joke, all right. And Spider-Man wouldn't be Spider-Man without some webs. So we got these two, the ones for the grip hands. So these are nice. They're actually not the same. I thought they were going to be the same. They're not. This one has a little more curvature to it. This one has a little bit straighter, but like with a little divot at the end. So it's cool. We get 2 of the ones that hook around the hand. So you can do that. They're also not the same. None of these webs are the same, which is pretty cool. I didn't realize that before. I thought they were just like carbon copy. So you could just, they could make them better. But no, they actually put in the time and the effort and made them different sculpts. Maybe, question mark? Hold on. No, these are the same. I'm sorry. I lied. But these aren't clear. I've seen from other people that have gotten webs. Also, I think I have webs with the Mafex Iron Spider. They're actually like clear and stuff. These actually are white, so that's cool. They got like a nice pearlescent white to them. And then we get 2 little webs, so you can have a mid web shooting. So, and now going over the detail of the figure. As I said before, you can see all the texture and everything in the wash. I do wish that the wrist pegs had a washer or something. They kind of stick out a little bit like a sore thumb, but just look at all the detail. I'm just gonna like let you take this in. It looks animated. Like, how does it look both animated and like a comic book suit? So like, how does it look like that at the same time? This is just not the nice pearlescent white in the eyes, the black. None of the paint is messed up or anything. We got the spider logo here, spider logo on the back. This is a great figure. It looks fantastic. It functions very well. And speaking of functions, let's get into the articulation. His head can go up that far, can go down that far, pretty good. Tilt, rotation at both head and the neck. Shoulders go out that far. Butterfly joint, you can bring his arm all the way across, which is good. You want that from your Spider-Man figure. You can bring it all the way back. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that go up all the way. Normal Mafex joint at the wrists. His abs together can go that far forward, which is not bad. Can go that far back, which is pretty damn good. Both to the side, and then rotation at both of them. His legs, this leg was stuck for me. I was very worried about it, but I actually got some shock oil. I finally decided to get shock oil. And oh my God, it's a lifesaver. It is an action figure saver. Because there were figures that I got, like a bunch of Mafex stuff and just a bunch of figures in general that I got a long time ago. And they were stuck, and I was like, okay, I don't want to mess with these that much because they're stuck and I don't want to break them. So I'll just, pose them, put them on the shelf, and never touch them again. And I use the shock oil on them, and I can use so many of them now. Like, for instance, the Mafex Aquaman from the Aquaman movie. I got that figure, but that figure was really tight in the legs and everything, and I was so worried about moving it and breaking it because I loved the figure so much and I didn't want to ruin it. And I put the shock oil on it, and it moves like a dream. Like, this one was fine out of the box. You hear no noise. This one has a little bit of noise, but it moves just so well. Like, you can actually go out to the side now. Before, this one could move, this one couldn't move. And shock oil just saved it. It's fantastic. Thigh swivel. Well, I guess would this technically be hip swivel up here? I guess it'd be hip swivel. Double jointed knees that go up pretty far. No rotation at the knee, because that's just how it plugs in. and then normal Mafex joints at the feet, and then here he is next to the Mafex Infinity War Iron Spider, not the Endgame version that just came out, and the comic retro wave new Spider-Man with a Spider-Man PS4 head on it, because I think this head looks better proportionally. And this actually looks pretty good, so if you wanted to have, you know, all your Spider-Mans crossover, I think this works. Comic Spider-Man, Marvel Legends Spider-Man is a little big, but, you know, Marvel Legends stuff, it runs a little big anyway. You could just, I mean, it really doesn't matter because it's Spiderverse. Next to some fellow Spiderverse characters, I have the Marvel Legends Spider-Gwen and the Spider-Ham, which I'm keeping in here. I just moved him a little closer. And I think this works. I don't know, I probably won't get the Mafex Spider-Gwen because I mean, this figure is okay. It's not, you know, phenomenal or anything by any means, but it gets the job done for what I need, and it's a comic one on my shelf. But I do think I'll wait for the Sentinel version if they make one. I hope they do, because the Mafex Miles looks really, or the Sentinel Miles looks really good, and I will review that. I will be getting that, and I hope that they make a Peter B. Parker and a Spider-Gwen so people can get a whole collection of those. But I'm not going to get the Peter B. Parker. I'm just going to get Gwen and Miles if they make them. But if they don't, I'm perfectly content with having this one. Here he is real quick next to Gwen. I put the Into the Spider-Verse Gwen head on the Gwen Stacy / MJ figure, and this just looks really good. I really like how this looks. This, I don't know what it is. It's just, it's really cool to me. I think it looks great. Now, I put the Mary Jane head on here because you can reenact the scenes with them in this, because this actually works very well together. I kind of wish that we had gotten another neck and it had the bow tie. That would have been cool now that I'm looking at it, but, you know, it's not a deal breaker or anything. But I think this looks really good. I like the scaling between the two of them. The height-wise, it makes sense. It's just, she looks like the Into Spider-Verse version. Her face isn't obviously as angular or anything, but I think it looks good. And now here he is next to the Mezco Supreme Knight Batman and the Agent Venom, maybe? Agent Space Venom? Was it Space? It was Space Venom. That's what it was. Space Venom Miles figure. I don't have the Marvel Legends Into the Spider-Verse one, and I already talked about the Mafex, what happened with that one. But this looks good. I think this looks okay as a placeholder until then. Oh yeah. So overall, I think this is a really solid figure. I was worried about it, you know, and then I put the shock oil on it, and it absolutely saved the figure for me, because I liked it before, but, you know, I was worried about messing with it. Now I pose it all the time. Pick it up, pose it, put it down, and with no worry whatsoever. So I definitely recommend getting shock oil if you can, because it's amazing. I really can't speak enough about it. And also the figure's great too. I'm gushing over the shock oil more so than I am the figure. But this figure's really good. It has a lot of nice articulation. You can get into some pretty good poses, which you will see in a moment, and stacks up well. Comes with a lot of stuff that you want. It's definitely, I don't have the Marvel Legends one, but we all know it's better than the Marvel Legends one, because that one, it's stuck with having just the Peter B. Parker head, it's stuck having the pants, the boots, the trench coat. This one, you can do whatever you want. You can mix and match it, do anything that you want with the figure, and that automatically makes it a better figure to me. Has better articulation. But, you know, if you can't get this and you just want the Marvel Legends version, from the reviews that I've seen, it's a pretty nice figure just to go with your Marvel Legends stuff. So if you just want a placeholder, if you just want one on the shelf, just a Peter B. Parker on the shelf with that look, get that. That's definitely the better way to go. But if you want the ultimate Into the Spider-Verse Peter B. Parker, this is definitely the one to go. So yeah, let me know what you all thought about this down in the comments below, and I will catch you all in the next one.